What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Entrance Greats, Bobby Roode, the glorious one. Here we do have Bobby Roode in the packaging. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and then we'll have a better look at Bobby Roode. So stay tuned, everyone. So here we have Bobby Roode posing out of the packaging. Now let's have a look at what Bobby Roode comes with. Bobby Roode does come with the Entrance Greats display stand, and it looks really nice. It says Bobby Roode's name, and it does play his glorious theme song, so I really do love that. It's probably my favorite theme song. He also does come with this entrance robe, which I have to say is a really, pardon the pun, glorious accessory. I really do like the way it looks on Bobby Roode. You can see it has a lot of nice little details on it. I really love the way that the top feels. It feels really nice. I think it's just painted, but I could be wrong. The texture on it is really nice. And surprisingly enough, it's easy to take on and off. You don't have to worry about losing the string because it is sewn into the fabric itself, so that is really nice. And then it just velcros right in the front. And then you can take it off, no issues there. So that's a really nice accessory. So what we're going to do now is have a closer look at Bobby Roode. So here we have a closer look at Bobby Roode, and I have to say, the likeness is there, don't get me wrong. I just feel like there's something wrong about this dot matrix that I can't put my finger on it. I think maybe the eyes are sitting too low. They should be a little bit higher up, but I don't know. It still looks like Bobby Roode, but I can't quite put my finger on it. It looks nice, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's just a little jarring. Another issue I have is that his head sits really low on his neck. It's an easy fix, but you can see he doesn't have a neck, and that is a little bit jarring to me. Moving on to his torso, they did a really good job with Bobby Roode's torso. I'm trying to figure out which figure had this torso as well, because I know it's not just with Bobby Roode. It's such a nice torso, I just wish I knew what other figure it went on to. Arms are really nice. You can see the veins sculpted onto it. So that looks really good. I think these are the John Cena arms before they moved to the newer style. He has some black wrist tape on both arms. Clenched fist on his right hand. Open hand for holding accessories on his left hand. You can see his tights have Roode on the front with the studs painted on the top right there. And then glorious in purple outlined with silver, so that looks really nice. One issue I do have is that the Bobby Roode knee pads aren't the right ones. He should have the closed ones where they don't really show anything, or they're not really open, but it is something I can live with. The studs are painted, they're not actually sculpted on. The left knee pad, you can see they didn't quite get it 100%, but it still looks really nice. And then we have black boots, which is signature for Bobby Roode. So overall, really liking the detail on Bobby Roode. So what we're going to do now is get him compared to a few figures in your collection. And so here we have Bobby Roode posed next to SummerSlam Edge and SummerSlam Seth Rollins, and you can see Edge should actually be the tallest amongst the three, and yeah, I still think that Edge is just a little bit too short. So here we have Bobby Roode, and he has pretty good articulation. It's a standard for elite figures. If you don't know what that is, let's run through it really fast. He does have a ball-jointed head, which lets him look up really far. Doesn't really look down, but I'm okay with that. He at least looks up and straight, so that's pretty good. And we have some really slight head tilt on Bobby Roode here. Head does rotate left and right, so no problem there. When you get to his neck muscles, it does jet his head out a little bit, so be aware of that. Arms on a ball joint go all the way out. They do a full 360. He swivels at the bicep, single jointed at the elbow, swivels and hinge at the wrist, no problems there. He has an ab crunch which goes back about that far, forward about that far, so we got good range going forward. Swivel at the waist, his legs do go forward, back, and out, pretty good. He swivels at the thigh, he is double jointed at the knee, no issues there, and let's actually get his knee pad up. Swivels at the boot, has a hinge in the ankle which goes back and forward quite a bit, and as always, rock your ankles so we get really good articulation on Bobby Roode. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Bobby Roode posed for my final thoughts. Overall, this is a really nice figure, and I'm really glad to have an Elite Bobby Roode in my collection. I know that they did release an NXT TakeOver Bobby Roode, but I never did find that one in store. But the entrance grade Bobby Roode is just as good. I am kind of disappointed I didn't get the new NXT title, but the robe is such a nice accessory. I had to pick him up. I'm not going to be displaying him with a little display stage, but it's a really nice little accessory, and I just love hearing his theme song. If you can find this Bobby Roode, I really recommend you pick him up, especially if you're a WWE fan or just a fan of Bobby Roode. This is a must-have figure in your collection. I found mine at GameStop, and unfortunately he was $30, which is $5 what all other places are charging, but still haven't seen him anywhere but GameStop, so I had to pick him up. So if you can, add this guy to your collection. And with that being said, guys, I'm King of Dragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other WWE videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.